Back here at home, let's take you to this story once again now. The Commission for Gender Equality has welcomed a ruling in favour of Caster Semenya. It relates to her appeal against World Athletics. The court has affirmed that she was denied resources by the Switzerland Supreme Court and the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Semenya has been ruled out of international athletic competitions unless she undergoes treatment to lower her testosterone levels. Let's speak again to CGE Chair Nthabiseng Sepanya-Mogale. Thank you very much, Nthabiseng, for rejoining. Let's try this again. Of course, you were in support of her, and I understand that you definitely would be happy with this particular judgment, especially because you went there as a supporter or an intervener in this particular case. But do you think our government here in South Africa, besides saying that it supports her as a female in her own right, do you think they're doing enough to actually, put more pressure on World Athletics?
Thank you for having us, Masego. I actually think the government is not doing enough, because if it was doing enough, we would have a situation where Caster would not have had to get pro bono legal representation. CGE and Human Rights Commission, yes, rightfully, that's our place. We should intervene because there's human rights violations, there's gender inequality and discrimination that was being practiced. So it was our place to be there. But we should have been there, more visible with our government, where it is protecting its citizen, but above all, bringing to life the instruments, the international instruments that it has ascended to and ratified over the years that were actually being undermined and violated by this decision of the regulations of the IAAF.
And of course, we all know that she cannot run just yet. So do you think maybe our government has the time, at least between now and when she can actually go on the field, to put pressure on World Athletics, in terms of how people identify themselves?
Yes, it should. It's not even about time, but it's about responsibility to its citizens in relation to our constitution, which under section 9.3 says no one must be discriminated against based on a number of provisions, one of which is their gender, their sex, sexual orientation, ethnicity, race, etc. But above all, when you look at section 7.2 of the constitution, it actually says the state must protect. Must. It is not an option. So this is not about having time. It's about the fact that government needs to come in and say, in our country, we are not going to allow this to happen to one of our citizens.
And, Nthabiseng, in terms of this case, I mean, as long as it took, and I can imagine what Caster was going through during these years, that she was just trying to run her favorite race, etc. Obviously it paves the way for change, hopefully, at World Athletics.
Yes, I think quite a few countries are watching this with bated breath. As you know, Namibia, Christine in Namibia, we've also got the Indian athlete who has actually been barred, but it's a matter of time before it happens to a whole lot of others. So this is one issue that every country in the world is supposed to be watching and saying it has got to be corrected. Like I say, it's a matter of time before other athletes actually barred.
All right. Well, Nthabiseng, hopefully even those athletes who are expected to go to court, I'm hoping that they'll be able to convince the courts to rule in their favour, especially if they go for appeals, etc. Thank you very much for your time. The Commission for Gender Equality Chairperson Nthabiseng Sepanya-Mogale speaking to us there.